Students, welcome back to your biology class. Hope you all are fine and are keep revising your previous lectures and keep revising the chapter through the video lectures. And also you must have watched the data edge videos. Hope all must be clear and are informative to you. So let's start with the chapter. So we were doing the chapter 7, which is the continuation part, the world of living. So students, topic which we are going to discuss today is classification of animals. Till previous last lecture I have completed all the parts of classification of plants. Now we will discuss today the classification of animals. So before that, let's share the learning outcomes. After the completion of topic, students, you will be able to identify animals on the basis of backbones, whether the animals they have the backbone or not. They are called as a vertebrates or invertebrates. After the completion of topic, students, you will be able to categorize animals on the basis of food habits like herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Some more we will do categories like frugivores, insectivores, etc. Coming to the next, you will be able to differentiate animals on the basis of mode of reproduction. Some are egg-laying, some give to birth to young ones. Next, you will be able to classify animal on the basis of the body covering, whether some animals they have feathers, some have hair, some have moist skin, some have scales. So you will be able to easily classify the animals on the basis of body covering. And in the last, you will be able to explain the importance of animals. So students, let's discuss the first part, that is classification of animals on the basis of backbone. So animals are classified into two categories. One is vertebrates and second is invertebrates. So let's discuss one by one. So first you can see here the picture, that is human, fish, lizard, birds, frogs. So what is common among them? What is common thing among them? That is they have the backbone. So such animals which have the backbone, they have a bony skeleton like structure, so they come under the category of vertebrates. So yes, these are the examples: birds, frog, lizard, fish and human. These are the examples of vertebrates. So let's study the now definition of vertebrates. So what are vertebrates? Vertebrates, they have backbone. Their backbone is made up of small several rings, and that several small rings, these are called vertebrae. So they have well-developed bony skeleton. We have already discussed the examples. So coming to the next, now you can see the picture of cockroach, starfish, snail, leech, earthworm and octopus. Why I have placed all these animals in a same group? As what is common among them? So what is common among them? That is they don't have the backbone. They have a soft body. So such animals which do not have the backbone, they are called as a invertebrates. So let's discuss the definition of invertebrates. Invertebrates are animals which do not have backbone, and animals which have soft body, as I have shown you earlier in earlier slide, that earthworm, cockroach, leech, snail, octopus, all they do not have backbone, their body is soft, so they come under the category of invertebrates. So this is your first learning outcome which has been achieved. So now you are able to discuss, you are able to identify the animals which belong to vertebrates and which are invertebrates. So let's discuss the next category, next classification, classification on the basis of food habits. So now we are going to classify animal on the basis of food habits. So first category is herbivores, second is carnivores, third is omnivore, fourth is frugivores, next insectivores, next saprophytes, and next is parasites. So about herbivores, carnivore, omnivores, you have already been discussed in we have discussed these categories in chapter 1, our environment. Also about we have discussed about the saprophyte and parasite in our chapter 1. So two new categories which are introduced here now are frugivores and insectivores. So let's discuss one by one. You can see here the picture and you can see lot of animals are there. So in one side of the circle you can see in Venn diagram you can see rabbit here, cow, deer, giraffe, all these are grass eating animals, so they are called herbivores as they eat only plants. And on the right side of the circle you can see tiger, crocodile, clear, that eat only the flesh, that eat only the meat, so they come under the category of carnivores. And what are omnivores? Which eat both plants as well as animals like bear, human being is the crow, dog, etc. are the examples. Now let's take the definition. So herbivores are animals which eat grass. Next, carnivores are animals which eat flesh. Next, omnivores are animals which eat both plants as well as flesh. So coming to the next category, that is about frugivores. So frugivores are those animals that eat only fruits like parrot, birds that eat few birds which eat fruits. They come under the category of frugivores. Next is the insectivorous. As from the name indicate, animals that feed on insects like lizard, frog. Few birds are also there which eat insects. So these are the examples of insectivores animals. So let's discuss the next category, that is about the saprophytes. So saprophytes are the organisms which grow on the dead and decaying matter. They grow on the waste matter. So like mushroom and bacteria, these are the examples. Coming to the next, parasites which obtain their food from other living organism on the these organisms, these animals which grow on the other's body, so on which they grow, they are called, that body is called as a host. Host means the on the body which a parasite grows, that is its definition. So you can see here are the example: tapeworm, bedbugs and louse. These are the example. You can see louse it stick to our hair and finally it sucks the blood. Clear? Similarly, tapeworm generally during the early ages, the children they are having the habit of taking the soil. So due to which the egg of this worm they are eaten by the children, and they are taken in by the children, and finally these eggs they start developing inside the body of the child, and finally they this tapeworm it sticks to the intestine and it start growing and growing and taking the food and sucking the food from the intestine. So it is growing inside the body, so it is a parasite taking the food. So generally in basically, so how can we remove the this tapeworm from the body? By giving the deworming tablets. And generally we give these tablets in the schools also, deworming tablets. So in this way the examples are given of the parasites. So students, now you are able to categorize animals on the basis of the food habit, what type of food they intake, as a herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Some eat the fruits, they are called frugivores. So in this way you are able to now classify animals on the basis of food habits. So let's discuss some another next classification, that is classification of animal on the basis of mode of reproduction. Reproduction means process of giving birth to young one. So different animals have a different way of giving the birth to their young one. So let's discuss the first few animals. They give birth by laying the eggs, like hen, duck, fish, frog. They give birth by giving the laying the eggs. So such animals are the example of egg laying animals. On the other hand, few animals like amoeba, hydra, they reproduce, they split their body, they divide their body and finally form the new individual, the new cell. Next category is the animals which give birth to the young one, like you have seen in their surrounding, cow, horse, even lion. Human beings are included in them, goat, all they give to birth to the young ones. So such animals are also called as a viviparous. So that This definition you will study in your higher classes. So now students, you are able to classify your next learning outcome that is achieved. You are able to classify animal on the basis of mode of reproduction. So some animals, they lay eggs, some reproduce by dividing their body, and some they give birth to young ones. So coming to the next category, so now is the classification on the basis of body covering. So animals are grouped on the basis of covering. Some animals like snake, fish, they have scales on their body. They have like crocodiles also have the scales on their body, and they cover, and that scales protect themselves. Next, frog, toad, they have a slimy skin, and that help in providing the protection to it. Next, birds, they have feathers on their body which helps to protect. Similarly, next, human being, dog, horse, they have the hair on their body which provide the protection. Here I have written the word mammals. So what are mammals? Mammals are the animals which give birth to their young ones, and they have a hairy body. So students, now your next learning outcome, it has been achieved. Now you are able to classify animals on the basis of body covering. Some have scaly body, some have slimy skin, some have feathers on their body, and some have hair. So coming to the next category, next slide, you can see it is clear from the slide. Next we are going to discuss is the uses of animals. So you can see cow, it gives us milk, hen, it gives us eggs, and sheep, it gives us, provide us wool. Similarly, camel, bull, they help in drawing, in help in transportation, and they help in drawing the carts. So let's see some more examples of animals where they are important to us, how they are helpful to us. So coming to the first point, animals like camel, horse, they are used in transportation. They help us to carry the things from one place to another. Next, leather, snake, like skin of some animal like snake help to provide leather. Wool is provided by like sheep. Silk is provided by silk moth. Similarly, animal excreta, the cow dung of the or the waste of the animal is used in making the manure, and further in villages they are used in producing the gobar gas. Next, edible products which we get it from the animals like milk, honey from honeybee. Already we have discussed eggs, hen provide us egg, and we use various type of meats which are obtained from the animals. So students, this is the now your next learning outcome, it has been achieved. Now you are able to explain and are able to write the how are in animals they are useful to us. So let's discuss one more time the learning outcomes. So students, now you are able to identify animals on the basis of backbone, whether the animals have, some animals they are called vertebrates which have the backbone, and some they don't have, which are called invertebrates. Now you are able to categorize animals on the basis of their food habit, what type of food they are taking. So plant taking are called herbivores, flesh eating they are called as a carnivores, fruit taking animals they are called frugivores, insect taking animals they are called insectivores, which grows on others they are called parasites, and which grow on dead and decay matter they are called as a saprophytes. Coming to the next, now students, you are able to differentiate animals on the mode of reproduction. Some of animals they lay eggs, some they divide their body, and some they produce young ones, they give birth to young ones. Next, you are now able to classify animals on the basis of body covering. Some have scales, some have hair, some have feathers. Similarly, now you can able to you are able to explain the importance of the animal. So these are your learning outcomes which has been achieved at the end of the chapter, at the end of the topic. So this is all about the today's topic. Hope you like the video. Thank you so much. Enjoy the videos and keep watching, and be safe and be happy always. Thank you so much.